edition of It's Just Me, of course, hosted by Brent Fox. Just wanted to do a special Wednesday edition of the show. Um, since, of course, the Steelers are playing the Browns tomorrow, which, of course, is Thursday. Just wanted to give a quick um, preview of what the game may look like and just some suggestions I would probably have as far as maybe strategy and game planning. Well, without further ado, here we go. Um, so to start off with, the Steelers don't have such a great record after playing the Baltimore Ravens. I think that they're probably like 10-10 or 9-10 or something of that nature in the previous few years. Now, having said that, on top of that, we do not do well on Thursday nights. I think that we're probably like I think we're below 500 on Thursday nights at this point because of the, of course, unnecessary losses to a team in Boston that I will not mention. Um, yeah, I still don't like them. It's still real for me. I know that Tom Brady has retired from that particular the National Football League and had stopped playing for that particular place years back, but the hatred's still there. It's not going anywhere. I thrive on seeing them fail. You know, years and years of humiliating loss after humiliating loss after humiliating loss. I just don't think that particularly goes away very soon. So yeah, I wish them all the failure in the world from the bottom of my heart. Okay. So that's enough hating. But anyway, we don't do well with the Browns when we go to Cleveland either. Um, so as especially in recent years, we haven't done well at all. We got beat by like a second or third string quarterback last year, and he didn't put up amazing numbers. He just made sure that he didn't lose them the game. Um, I think it was Dorian Robinson Thompson, if I'm just thinking about it off the top of my head. I could be dead wrong though, but his jersey number was 17. I know that, but yeah, I don't imagine us losing this year. I think that it's gonna be an ugly game. So I'm probably thinking like maybe 16-10 or on the high end, it may wind up being probably like 20-13 or something like that. Um, but yeah, I don't see like I don't see us all of a sudden getting revved up on offense and okay. Uh hi. Okay. I don't see us just kicking it in high gear on offense. I think the defense will probably still do well. I think the thing that we should probably implement on offense would to be utilizing Justin Fields just a little bit more because of the success of Taysom Hill for the New Orleans Saints last week. Now I know that there are two different players and player types. Taysom Hill is more or less like a utility back now. They use him for different purposes, but I think that if you utilize Justin Fields to slow down the pass rush of Myles Garrett, I think that that would open several other avenues up on offense to where we could be a lot more effective. Um, I do think that we would probably be able to run a decent amount on the Browns. Having said that, even if we don't utilize Justin Fields the way that I feel we should, um, so that'll kind of limit like the pass and or pass rush opportunities that Myles Garrett may have on defense against us. Now, having said that, the secondary for the Browns is still good. You still have Denzel Ward back there that can wreak havoc if you're not careful. I think that we should probably implement more crossing patterns. And what I mean by that is one guy can kind of go across the field, maybe 5 yards. The other can kind of go like 7 to 8. and create what's called like a natural pick, which means that the defenders may kind of run into each other if they're not careful. And somebody's bound to be open doing that. I think the key is to make sure that we get the ball out of Russ's hands as quickly as possible and let our receivers try to make plays upfield, particularly George Pickens. I do like the tight end matchups, though. I think Darnell Washington would probably have another solid game as far as tight end numbers go. Um, I do kind of look for Freiermuth to have an uptick in production too. Um, he may get something like 4 receptions for 32 yards and possibly a touchdown. Um, but I would think that the Browns would probably give a little bit of leeway to that if we're able to run successfully. Um, I don't think that we should be using the play action pass as much this week because of Myles Garrett. I think that if we implement a plan to get the ball out of Russ's hands very quickly and also utilize Justin Fields to help slow down the pass rush, using the zone reads or what is called an RPO, which is a run pass option, meaning that you can either give the ball to the running back or you can quickly take it out and then throw the ball to a receiver running a very short pattern like a slant or possibly even like a, bubble or stick route. Um, but I think that if we get the ball out of the quarterback's hands very quickly, and we also use running as a tactic to help slow down the pass rush, then I think that we'll be all right. Um, we would probably need to make sure that we get or take advantage of turnover opportunities, excuse me, that Jameis Winston will give us. Um, he is a very good passer, though. I don't want people to think that I don't want people to think that just because Jameis Winston is known to throw interceptions, that he won't throw touchdowns at the same time. Uh, Hold on. Um, so I think that if we're able to just kind of sit back in coverage and let Jameis Winston play himself because he is a gunslinger. And unfortunately, with gunslingers, sometimes you get shot, in the words of Mike Tomlin, our head coach. You are prone to make mistakes. Think about the mistakes that our previous quarterback Ben Roethlisberger has made. Think about the mistakes that Brett Favre has actually made, as far as just trying to thread the needle, get the ball in there, despite what the coverage actually looks like, things of that nature. Winston really believes in his arm, and to his detriment, that could probably cost him. Now, he is also able to be sacked, as we've seen with New Orleans, which is not a better defense than ours. I think that we should be able to get back there and hit Jameis Winston and just kind of disrupt his timing. And I think that is probably going to be the catalyst for him turning the ball over. Also, more importantly, need to re-emphasize the fact that we need to stop Nick Chubb. Now, of course, people would just casually say, well, oh no, he's not the same guy. He's not putting up great numbers. The Steelers, unfortunately, have a history of this. Either players that have had success against us or players that have played for the Pittsburgh Steelers tend to have good games when they play against us, with the exception of course, Deontay Johnson last week. We need to be very wary and very careful that Nick Chubb does not gain any momentum. If Nick Chubb gains momentum and has a very successful day, we will not win the game. Point blank, period. Because you're taking the ball out of Jameis Winston's hands, who's more likely to give us the ball back, and put it in the hands of someone who could completely take the game over, wreak havoc on our second and third levels, and then that will eventually lead to touchdowns. So we do not need that going on. So I'm with Coach Tomlin. I think that we would need to make sure that we stop Mr. Chubb, as he so eloquently puts it, at all costs. If we do that, then the game is a lot more manageable from a defensive standpoint, and we'll get those sacks and turnovers that I was mentioning earlier. Um, I think that on special teams, there may be a chance that we could be able to affect the kicking game. We may be able to block a kick. I'm still looking for a kickoff return. Now, I'm not saying that's gonna happen with the Browns. I really doubt that. But yeah, I think that if we are able to perform well on special teams, get good field position. Hey, Jared, what's happening, man? Just talking about the Steelers Browns matchup, brother. Um, I think that if we're able to actually do some great work on special teams, the field position aspect of it will be very, very good. I think that if we are able to properly take advantage of those things and properly take advantage of turnover opportunities, we could have a dominating performance against Cleveland, but I just don't see it unfolding that way because of the history that we actually have with the Browns, and then of course the timing of all of this. I think that with a very short week, there's not enough time to actually prepare an effective game plan. And I think for that reason, as I mentioned before, we would probably have those ugly scores like a 16-10 or 20-13, best case scenario for me. Now, I think of course, as I mentioned before, the keys of the game are going to be making sure that we actually take advantage of the turnovers or potential turnovers that we may get, stopping Nick Chubb on offense as well, and then being able to slow down the pass rush or particularly Myles Garrett. I think that those particular items are going to help us actually win the game. I do sincerely hope that we are able to utilize Justin Fields to make that happen. I think that we would be highly successful if we use Justin Fields for zone reads and RPOs, and maybe even just some traditional short passes. I think that he could really shake things up, especially this game. And we don't have to really make any type of package or anything else like that for him because these are the plays that he's already performing anyway. And I'm sure that he's very comfortable, uh, just like he was possibly last week when he had the three opportunities. So I think that is it in a nutshell. And I do thank everyone for actually tuning in to It's Just Me, hosted by Brent Fox. And I will see you guys. Well, you may not see me next week because next week is Thanksgiving. So, in advance, happy Thanksgiving to all my subscribers. And hey, I've reached 100 subscribers. Thank you guys so much. I do not take that for granted. I really do appreciate the fact that so many people are actually able to tune in and enjoy the content. So thank you all very much. I really do appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. And again, this is Brent Fox with It's Just Me. If you would, please just check out my other brother's content, Coach 67 Sports TV. He has shows about the University of Southern, which is a HBCU based in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, of course. He has all kinds of wonderful content on all social media platforms, especially on YouTube. He has a show on Saturdays that he premieres, primarily talking about Southern University Jaguars athletics, okay, not just football, just athletics in general. Please check out my other brother, Jared 011 Green. We're going to have a special showing tomorrow, a special show tomorrow going over the Ravens Steelers matchup from the previous week. We may talk a little Browns, um, Steelers Browns, and also Ravens Chargers football. So be on the lookout for that as well in the programming. We also have my brother Cadillac Red, who has several shows on YouTube. The primary one is BSing on the Beltway. That usually comes on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, 7:30 p.m. Central Standard. Um, Also, check out my brother, I Am Trill Will. He does shows every day on YouTube at any given time. So you just got to have your notifications up in order to catch that. He talks about a plethora of things. Primarily, right now, he's talking about politics. So if you want to engage in a very energetic and fiery conversation about politics and how that actually affects your day to day life, please check out my brother, I Am Trill Will on YouTube. I think he has a show on right now, as a matter of fact. Um, and then please check out the gentleman that has actually founded this All 78 Sports TV. He has shows on YouTube that come on around 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. It is all around entertaining. It is very informative and educational, but at the same time, it is hilarious. You you got to check out the content. He's one of a kind. And again, you all, thank you so much as far as helping me reach 100 subscribers. And thank you all so much for tuning in tonight. Again, this is Brent Fox with It's Just Me, and I will see you in a couple of weeks after Thanksgiving, of course. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.